So I went too big on my jets because I've been screwing around with, you know, too lean, and then I went too far, and I went to 60s. These are 60s now. These are the idle jets. So I have to make these smaller now. It's either that or buying new ones, ordering them from CB. I think they're like $4 a piece. Been doing this all my life. This is kind of like soldering electronics, surface mounts. Yeah, you guys probably don't even know what that means. Yeah, I've been doing surface mount all my life, really. Well, for many years, more than 10 years. So to me, soldering little orifices like that is no big deal. So I went ahead and removed them. I've already done these. That one and that one. They're already done. I already did them down to 55s. So these are 60s right now. Like I said, we're gonna bring them down to 55s. Now, I didn't have a 55 drill, so I had to improvise. So this is nothing more than just a piece of carbon antenna, like a remote control car, or this could be springs. Yeah. Springs, you know, just grab the thinnest one and work with that one, and then all you do is just grab a grinder, you know, put it on something like this, put it on it, and then use a drill, ta-da, put them in like that, and then using at the same time while you're spinning the drill, you're gonna turn this on. And what you want to do is basically create a low spot inside. Like, imagine that piece is not there, right? It's just it's a fresh piece of antenna. So I want to grind it right there, so that I make a really low spot, lower than what you want, Then you work on this right here, this area right there, to the size that you want. You just measure it with the caliper over and over until you get to 55 or whatever number it is that you're looking for. And then you just turn on your soldering equipment, and away you go. Let's see, I'm not using my soldering iron, which is right there. I'm not gonna use that. We're gonna use the old plumbing thingy. We're gonna use that, and we're gonna use some surgical these things have like a little crimping thing right there, see that? So when you close it, it locks, and it keeps whatever you have over here in good position. Just watch and learn. Watch and learn. Now, I'm not saying that you guys are going to be able to do this. This, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is probably a 9 in skills. So I would practice on something that you know you don't need and play with that. The more difficult it looks, the better to train on, you know, just so you don't crap your real jets. Or if you do, just say, crap, I screwed up. I'm going to get them from CB now. Because you have no choice. Okay, so let's grab our first ones. These are contaminated with fuel, gasoline, you know. So there's a pretty good chance it's going to fire up when you put that thing on. Doesn't matter. You're not going to die. Okay, so this is what I'm doing, see? Just grabbing it from the solid area right there. This area will not see any kind of surface. So this is the ideal place you wanna do this. You don't want to do this right here where it splits. Okay, you can see the split now. Okay, so you don't grab it from there. You don't want to bend that. You don't want to grab it from up here either. So you want to grab it from the furthest away from the top. Okay, so the very bottom of that little barrel area. So, okay, now I'm gonna pinch that sucker. Okay, locked. Grab the other ones. You're gonna do the exact same thing. There's a reason for this. You'll see. Like this. Okay, it's locked, right? Okay. There you go, right there. Let me move this a little bit further that way, because I need the room. Okay. Oh, are we ready? Of course not. Okay. I have it on the lowest setting, just barely on. Okay. So the reason I have this carburetor here is because I'm using this as a way to control my fingers. You know, just like a surgeon, you need a way to control your fingers and not do this. So I usually, when I solder like surface mount, I usually have something that I rest my fingers on so that I can solder. So this is too low. Bring it up just a hair. Ooh, not that high. You guys can't see the flame. I can, but yeah. Let's just heat it up. You don't want to concentrate the heat too much. What you want to do really is concentrate the heat below the area you're going to work on. The heat will rise and it will suck the solder into the orifice. Sorry if you can't see. There you go. I just put a little ball on top of it, and I just put a little bit more heat right there, and it just went thump. It just sucked it in. Okay? That's all you need. You don't need to go fucking crazy. See if you guys can see this. There you go. See? You see the solder right there. You see it right there. Alright. So now we're going to drill through it. But because it already cooled down, good luck with that. Okay, now I'm going to reheat it again because that's already cold. The solder is already solid. There's no way you can drill it with something like that. It doesn't have a drill capability. It's just a little ball of steel. So basically we're just going to ream it. So we're just going to heat it up. Remember, don't stay in one location. You don't never want to stay in one location because you don't want to melt this. That should be enough. Now you're going to grab it, insert it when it's molten. Let's just do this. Okay, it's all the way in. It's never going to be a perfect process. And then pull it out. There you go. Let me see if I can get this to focus on it. There you go, see? Nice little 55. I have to clean it up, but it's all done. Oh, she's done. Now I'm gonna double check it. Oh, it's good and tight. I like it. Perfect. Now I'm going to check it from the other side. See if it goes all the way through. And it did. I don't know if you could see that, but basically it did. I'm going to redo the front one again. Okay, she's done. That's how you go down a size. You know, it's not for everybody. If you got the skills, you got it. If you don't, yeah, whatever. Yeah, this is the way I do it. So just for kicks, I got a 50. Yeah, I got a 50 right here. I just want to see if a 50 goes in. And it does. Feels a little loose. Let's put that back. Now I want to grab a 60. This is the 60 that I use to drill. This is actually a real drill bit. It's got the little thingies to drill. But this is the 60. Yeah, that's what I figured. It no longer goes in. So she's done. This is the one that I created. You really can't see. Wish you could. They're the very. I'm gonna use this as a. The very beginning is very thin. Then it turns into a little ball. Then it gets thin again. That little ball equals 55 millimeters. So yeah, I can feel it tighten up, and then it just drops in. Tightens up, and then it releases. Yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna show you another one because it's just a repeat. You know, repeat and repeat. That's it. Something very important. You do not want to get any solder. Do not get any solder here on this area right here. Oh my god. Focus. Okay. You don't want to get any solder right here. This is why I said the degree of difficulty is very, very high. It's like a 9 or a 10. And difficulty scale from 1 to 10. It's a freaking 9. Okay, you don't want to get any solder here, because if you do, that's your sealing surface. Sealing surface. So if you have a ball of solder right there, it's not going to seal, and you're going to have a lot of problems. So it has to land right on that tip. Ooh, difficulty just went up. But yeah, I can hear a lot of you going, so I'll just order these. That's all right. It's not for everybody. You know, there's no shame. Anyway, that is it. I'm done. I'm going to put these carburetors back on the bug for the 100th time. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So I'm not going to show you that because it's really boring. Okay, the jets are in. We're going to go for a drive. I've just been messing around with the CB black box timing map, and I want to see where it's actually idling, because I just found out something very interesting about that motor, because I talked to the previous owner who gave me the vehicle, the Porsche, because he just didn't have time for it. He says he was told the engine was freshly rebuilt, like less than 400 miles. So they just couldn't make it work right. And if you guys have been following my video, remember that I found 2 bad spark plugs. 2 bad ones. So that's why they could never make it run right. They didn't know. They thought the spark plugs were fine because they were freshly... They didn't look that bad. They didn't look that bad, and they just didn't make the connection. Anyway, so I got the car. Luckily, I got the car, blah, 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 blah. So this motor is freshly rebuilt. It's picking up vacuum as it's being run. Because I can already see that the oil has a metallic sheen to it. So that means that the cylinders are starting to blend in, to break in. You know, the rings and the cylinders are starting to break in. And that explains why I have a shitload of oil pressure, because I already checked the piston and the spring and there's nothing wrong with it. So that's what I think it's going on. It's a freshly rebuilt motor. It's good. The bearings are really tight because it's brand new. On the crank, you know, the bearings are really tight. That's why I have a lot of oil pressure. But we're gonna go for a drive to see how these jets are handling, see if they run a little bit better. Hopefully my fuel mileage will increase, because I've did a fuel mileage, how many miles per gallon, and I was getting really bad gas mileage, somewhere around 19 to 20. So going down to 55s from 60. I was at 60, dropped it down to 55. We'll see how that goes. We're going to go ahead and turn this on. Let me see. Start the vehicle. Yeah, they start like shit. This is why I don't like IDFs. I had previous experience with IDFs, and basically this is no different. Even those were original Webers, and it's no difference. It runs like, it idles like shit when it's cold, It gets better when it's finally warmed up. It smooths out and everything. But I'm thinking it's because of the H bar, the bar that, you know, it warms up and it begins to twist, and it basically never adjust your idle screw when the engine is cold. Wait until it's full warmed up, you know, 200 degrees, whatever, somewhere around 200 degrees. Then that's when you do the adjustment, so that when it's warm, your engine is running perfect. So when it's cold, it idles like shit. That's why I never like these. But yeah, they look cool. They look cool, but run like shit when they're cold. So what I've been noticing is that the vacuum used to be at like 70 when it was idling. Now it's dropped down to 68. Sometimes even lower than that. When it's hot, it drops down to 64. And I find it very interesting. It's the engine is picking up more vacuum because the rings and the piston walls are blending in. Let's get out of here. Great, not even in. It's supposed to be 100 today. So driving the Bug is not the smartest thing to do in 100-degree weather. I'm already used to it. Engine's still cold. Yeah, engine's starting to smooth out. As it gets warmer, it starts smoothing out, smoothing out, smoothing out. Tell the engine sounds a lot crispier, like very, very crispy. Before it just sounded heavy. So now the engine tune, it sounds very, very crispy. Anyways, this is what I'm running right now. 32 degrees and cruise. Enough. I already have enough information. I've got enough information from the computer. I've got enough information, just audio, you know, just the how the engine is running. So it sounds very crispy. That's exactly what I wanted. So downsizing my jets, it's not as hard as it looks. I'm gonna say, if you have the skill, you have it. If you don't have the skill, you don't. That's the saying we had it at work, at my old job when I was doing surface mount. Either you got it or you don't. It's not for everybody. Don't feel shame if you have to go buy them or whatever. But the bigger the jets, the easier they are to solder. The smaller the jets, you better have some skills, man. Okay, that's pretty much it for the video. Adios, muchachos.